everybody. It's Tracy Lewin and
Peter Murray. Good morning, Tracy.
good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
I am fine. I'm enjoying the wonderful, exciting world of Bitcoin.
It has been an incredible week. I mean, that has been completely and totally action-packed, and adrenaline has been flowing like crazy.
Yeah, it's really been. There's been a lot in the news, but I think the big news is, the prices. The prices have been going up, and now the prices are going down a little bit again.
Absolutely. So what are the factors that actually are affecting these prices?
I think there's a lot of factors. I think we had some Chinese buying coming in a little while ago. I think that it dried up a little bit. I think there's more certainty in the economic markets now. It looks like the markets are telling us that Brexit is not going to happen. I think it looks to me, if I look at the markets, that the markets are in unison that the UK are going to remain in the European Union. I think, and it's a big sigh of relief for the markets. But the vote is taking place today, so anything could still happen. But I think that is a big thing. And I also think there was a news report in the USA that regulators are going to give much more scrutiny to Bitcoin, and they actually see it as a threat to the financial system. They're finally waking up to the fact that Bitcoin might disrupt the financial system. So I think not a lot of people that hold Bitcoin are a bit nervous about that. So we'll see how that pans out. And then obviously, this whole thing about the DAO and this hack and everything that happened is just in creating more uncertainty around cryptocurrencies. And I think a lot of people, frankly, have taken some profits and moved it elsewhere, maybe to gold and silver or other type investments. So I think that is the main reasons at the moment.
Well, that's incredible. But anyway, when will the voting be in, or when will the numbers be counted for the Brexit?
They're counting at overnight. The polls close at 10 o'clock UK time, and then they will start counting the votes.
Okay.
So we'll know by tomorrow morning what has happened.
Incredible, so quickly.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so we look forward to see that result in the morning. But
that's going to be very interesting to see what actually happens. But my prediction is that Britain will stay in the European Union.
Yes, it's actually, I've been watching some people, post, are you in, are you out? And it's quite interesting to see that it seems to be pretty, what I was looking at, pretty equal. But, who knows, eh? Nobody really knows when you go and do your vote, it's private too.
I think a lot of the out people are more vocal. They get their opinion out there, especially on social media and stuff, to rally the troops. But I think ultimately, I'll just look at what the markets are telling me.
Yes.
And it looks to me like the markets are accepting the fact that Britain's going to stay. And I've always said, if you really want to know something, look at the gamblers. The bookies are saying there's an 82% chance of Britain not leaving the European Union.
Incredible.
And I would bet against the bookies.
No, that's for sure.
I always say, Tracy, the difference, what the difference is between a gambler and the statist, people, and a mathematician.
Yes.
If you take a coin and you shoot it in the air 1,000 times, and it falls on the heads 999 times, your statistics guys will tell you that the chance of the coin falling on tails or heads the next time is 50-50, regardless of what happened in the past. The gambler will tell you, look, I don't care what the statistics guys say, that coin is not straight.
Yes, of course. So we go with the gamblers.
We go with the gamblers.
Well, we'll see tomorrow. Okay, this is also another, there was also some drama with one of the largest Bitcoin exchanges in the States. Bitfinex outage causes temporary Bitcoin US dollar price plunge. So they had a bit of a problem there.
I haven't seen any other news on it. It's what they call a flash crash. The people started panicking and selling, and I think that might have a negative impact still. I didn't mention that as a factor, but I think people are very nervous about exchanges. There is a checkered history now of hacking and exchanges losing money. So every time something happened in exchange, people empty their wallets.
Yes.
And they go somewhere else, and maybe people are selling some of those coins and taking profits after this nice uprun. And sorry, they're just looking for reasons to do that.
Okay, which leads us on to the other story that you did mention in terms of pricing. We had this hacking of the DAO on the weekend. Well, Friday. Was it Friday, Peter? I mean, there's just been so much action that the days are flowing into each other.
Well, this whole DAO thing to me is like a circus. These are a bunch of clowns, a total bunch of clowns. Firstly, you had this hacker coming in. Where else can you go steal $50 million and nobody calls the police?
Yes.
And now there's the Slockit, or the guys that actually invented the DAO, has now what they launched a white hat counterattack on these guys and whatever. Now you tell me, Tracy, if you were sitting outside of this clown show, and also it seems to be the other hackers now coming in stealing more money. So it doesn't stop. And if you're outside business person and people have been trying to convince you to use the Ethereum blockchain and write business apps, applications for your business, and you're looking at this clown show here, are you going to invest time and money into this?
Absolutely never.
Who wants to even try to figure out what is going on here? Business hate uncertainty, and the only Ethereum and with this in total uncertainty, and despite the fact that the Ethereum people are now jumping up and down and hailing the leadership of this so-called Ethereum Foundation, all I see is chaos, no leadership. And in actual fact is the fact that if people are even talking about leadership, just to me stabs the whole thing in the back, because the whole thing was supposed to be built on mathematics, not on leadership. So this is, to me, I don't know. Lots of things would have to happen for me before I would be interested in developing anything or investing in anything close to Ethereum again.
Yes. So, I mean, the thing is, is the DAO bankrupt? I mean, is it the same as what happened with Mt. Gox when they went bankrupt? I mean, so if we're talking now about these hard forks, and so investors, if they lose some money, all they can do is call up these guys and say, "Can we please have a hard fork and get my money back?"
I lost money in an Ethereum casino. Can you please reverse all the transactions?
Yes. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. It's a clown show, and business don't like clowns. I mean, circus has never been a good investment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, we're still watching this space to see what happens, and and it'll definitely come up in the news in the next couple of weeks.
It's going to be interesting.
So there's been a lot of news about PayPal. First PayPal not getting their license renewed in Turkey. There were some other issues as well. And here is quite an interesting story. Coinbase, which is also a very large exchange in the States, they are integrating PayPal to broaden the reach, but it is only to the USA cash out people. Because, there are some issues around PayPal because of either the service charge or the chargebacks that can happen through PayPal. So this is an interesting move.
Well, PayPal has 140 million customers. So it's a big move. If they start being involved in Bitcoin, it's a big customer base coming in, and you'll see all the financial firms and all these money transfer firms, everyone will start integrating Bitcoin over time.
Yes.
It's just more and more institutional and consumer adoption happening. The same trend just carrying on. Excellent. So yeah, that's bullish news for Bitcoin.
And gee whiz, this whole story about Craig Wright, which broke a couple of weeks ago, Craig Wright in Australia saying that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, and then he wasn't able to prove it. Now he's starting to he's filed 50 plus blockchain patents in the UK. So interesting move. In fact, why didn't he do it earlier if it was his?
Well, I'm not sure what his story is, but I saw somebody say fake Satoshi are not trying to, corner the patent market or something like that.
Mm.
You know what? Another clown.
Well,
What can I say?
well, it's certainly interesting watching them, though, Peter. Hey, you have to say that.
Well, they make us laugh. That's why I call them clowns. I mean, no, it is so interesting. I think, the fact is everything this guy does will also attract scrutiny now. Whether
Mm.
he's Satoshi or not, we'll probably never know. But yeah, it's interesting how this whole thing plays out. And now he's got all kinds of Bitcoin patents that is filing. He probably will make a lot of money with them. I'm not sure what those patents are for,
Mm.
but he's probably thought about it, and it's something that companies will use.
Yeah, absolutely. We watch that space too. Now, this is interesting because, there is such a huge unbanked percentage of people in the world. And it turns out that in Jamaica or in the Caribbean, there's about 50% of Caribbeans that have no banking access. So CarryCoin has launched a social Bitcoin platform for the Caribbean's unbanked. So it's a social mobile money platform. Quite interesting, this one.
Yeah, I mean, the unbanked market is so big, and it brings a whole world into the mainstream economy if we start using digital currencies.
Yes. And in actual fact, they say that this model has the capability to save the region over 800 million US dollars annually in remittance fees. So, yeah.
Well, it's not just going to save on remittance fees. It's also going to create a whole new economy of people that get involved in that remittance, money transfer business. It creates new opportunities, new shops go up, all kinds of stuff.
Yes. Interesting space to watch. So
Absolutely.
Here's another development as well. Bitcoin Foundation names South African investor as new director. And his name is Lou Claassen. And apparently he is he's also an angel investor, but he's got a background in online and mobile infrastructure. So the Bitcoin Foundation, or the relevance of it has been questioned lately, and apparently they kind of work around, they focus on software development.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. They're trying to get the foundation relevant again, and there's been a lot of Bitcoin action in South Africa, so maybe they're looking at places where Bitcoin are being used. I think you quoted to me the other day that on local Bitcoins, South Africa is one of the most active countries in terms of people trading on. I think Tracy died there.
No, I haven't died. I'm here, but you were gobbling a little bit. So just to repeat that, I mean, you said that. Well, I did mention a while ago that local Bitcoins came out with a report, and it seems to be that South Africa is just trailing, well, in a bit of a big way, but certainly second on the list of developing countries that are doing a lot of trade through local Bitcoin. So it's quite an interesting thing. And I think there seems to be a lot of focus on South Africa.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a whole lot of stories on our Facebook page that you guys need to go and check out. But here's just a couple of excerpts. Finnish city awarded €2.4 million to test blockchain-powered shipping. So really, it's in fact, in terms of supply chain, there's a lot of savings, Peter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And just on that point, I want to say that all of these news reports. Not only are they very, very, just showing us the adoption of the blockchain and whatever, but they're all available on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. We discuss these things. So I just want to take the opportunity to invite you again to go down now to subscribe to our YouTube page, subscribe to our Facebook page, And also go down below this video, you'll find a link to the Bitcoin Believers Manifesto. Download that thing, and it's all free, and get yourself an education. But yeah, Bitcoin and the blockchain is very efficient, so it can save a lot of money in a lot of industries.
Mm. And interesting that Sweden is testing blockchain smart contracts for land registry. So, making sure that, it says here the government of Sweden is experimenting with how blockchain could be used to record land titles in a bid to digitize real estate processes. So also a lot of movement in that area.
All processes are going to be digitized in the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Whether it's through the blockchain or any other process will still remains to be seen, but I'm telling you that's going to happen.
Okay, and let me just get rid of this. And Gavin Anderson, nothing bad in block size limit elimination. So, we're coming up to the block size increase discussion again. And, of course, because there's a halving happening soon in July. So it's going to be very, very relevant to get this thing sorted.
Well, the thing is, when the previous halving took place, the Bitcoin price really spiked. And it could happen again because it means your supply coming onto the market halves, so you've got a supply that we know are going to come down. New supply is gonna decrease. So, that's very bullish news for the Bitcoin price.
Yes.
And I think once this Brexit thing is over, people are going to look at it again. And then the halving is going to become the big news. And it's, less than a month away.
Exactly. And can't wait for that. It's very exciting. Nice to see what's going to happen, actually. Then the Winklevoss twins are actually expanding their business into the UK. They started a business in an exchange in America just a few months ago. And they say that there's been quite a lot of interest in the UK in terms of Bitcoin and buying Bitcoin, trading Bitcoin.
Well, there isn't really a very good UK exchange at this stage. So, that is a good move on their side. And also they are just, they are really just focusing on building their Bitcoin related business. So good on them to expanding.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, this is just sticking. There you go.
Well,
sorry about that.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a technical problem on my computer, or was it my finger?
Yeah, well.
Okay, well, this is.
You said something was sticking, and I didn't want to make a comment.
Okay, Peter. So back to some serious stuff, and it's really about security.
Why are we going to be serious? Everybody in this whole business are a bunch of clowns. So now you want to be serious.
Yeah, because I'm serious about people. People are serious about their bitcoins. People are serious about their money being their bitcoins or their whatever it is being hacked. So security is a really, really big topic. And John McAfee has invited a couple of in fact, 3 very high-powered people onto his advisory board. So, Roger Ver, angel investor, Eric Voorhees, and honestly, it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this team of people.
Well, the thing is, McAfee is seeing the potential for security products because that's what we need. Because everybody lives in fear of hacking and their coins being stolen, and there's a lot of vulnerabilities in a lot of these systems. And I think they're going to come up with some new software products to protect your coins, and good for them. That's needed in the market. So, yeah, the best way to protect your coins though is to take it offline.
Yep.
And there's new products coming up in that area as well. And we'll keep you posted on all those developments. But yeah, it's an interesting space to watch. So, cyber security. I mean, I just saw the other day that in the normal banking system, people are so quick to talk about Bitcoin hacking. There was a few $100 million stolen in a SWIFT transaction, which is the interbank transactions between banks, by hackers. So hackers are hacking banks all the time.
Yeah.
So it's cybersecurity and internet security is a huge growing business because of all the identity theft and everything taking place.
Yes.
So yeah, they are definitely going to come up with new products in this in the blockchain space.
Yes, definitely. Interesting space to watch. Okay, then Switzerland. I mean, you're actually living in the heart of Crypto Valley, Peter, and this is kind of good news here, because Switzerland won't obstruct Bitcoin startups and eases regulations. You know, they really want to be at the forefront of the fintech revolution, and who can blame them for that?
Switzerland wants to be in the forefront of everything. That's why the Swiss economy is number one, has been number one on the World Competitive Index as the most competitive economy in the world for many, many years. So it's just, they are so adaptable to anything new that's happening, and good for them. Because, you know, we need more fintech startups. We need more Bitcoin startups. A lot of the startups have migrated to London, where there's low regulation and also a very low cost for people doing startups. But also there's a lot of startups that are going to be well funded and stuff like that, and they should migrate to Switzerland. Low tax environment, a lot of technological knowledge, and a great place to live.
Yes, definitely a great place to live, Peter.
Absolutely.
Well, there you go. So what does old Barack Obama say? He says Bitcoin is like having a Swiss bank in your pocket. So he must have also read that article about Switzerland.
Well, not only that, I read an article late last night about how Bitcoin could make tax havens obsolete. You know, our tax havens could be facing basically D-Day as people start using Bitcoin. They don't need tax havens anymore, and the regulators are worried about how they're going to, you know, combat tax evasion and all that stuff. And you know, there's a very interesting article about how people saying that Bitcoin could become a super tax haven.
Interesting.
The tax haven of all tax havens. So we'll see what happens in that space, because that's also a new development. But you know, again, people are very quick to run onto the negative uses that might come from Bitcoin, forgetting that most people are just using currency like any other currency for transactions and for living a better life.
Yes. Well, you know what? This is such an exciting place to be, Peter. I mean, I'm absolutely loving my Bitcoin journey. I really, really am. And you know, I really hope that people are following us and you know, just listening to our conversations, because it also just you know, just makes it easier to understand and getting it from someone else's perspective as well. And we'd like to invite you to comment. And if there's anything else you want to talk about or you want us to talk about, please just add it in the comments below, and you know, we'll do our best to make sure that we cover those points. So Peter, an exciting week behind us, and I'm quite sure an incredible week in front of us. So tomorrow we hear the result of Brexit, and let's see what that brings.
Yeah, let's see what that brings. I can't wait. Maybe we should do a after Brexit video tomorrow morning. We'll see, but keep on our pages, guys. Just, you know, keep following us, and we'll keep you updated on the news.
Yes, absolutely. So till next week, have an awesome week.
Have an awesome week. Before you have the awesome week, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click on the little red button. And yeah, have an awesome week, Tracy. Have an awesome weekend, and I'm looking forward to talk to you again shortly.
Yes, cheerio then.
Bye-bye.